Hey guys, it's Raquel, and today I just wanted to do a pretty straightforward video on how to properly conceal your under eyes. So whether you struggle with dark circles or you wanted to learn how to color correct, or if you just want your concealer to stay put and not go anywhere throughout the day, then this tutorial is for you on how to get that nice clean finish after you conceal your eyes. So I recorded this in the morning so you guys could see how truly puffy my under eyes are. My foundation is on and I'm going to start with priming just underneath my eyes alone. So I'm going to take some off onto my metal slate and just dab this in underneath my eye area where I'm going to add the additional product. So I'm going to start by color correcting. Color correcting is for those that have any type of discolorations. If you have redness under your eyes or you're veiny, you're going to want to use a green tone base. With my skin tone, I will choose an orange tone base. So I'm going to basically saturate my Morphe wide brush and deposit that color right underneath my eye area. So dark circles kind of runs in my family, and I am anemic. So they say that people who do have darker under eyes. I don't know how true that is, but I do know that color correcting underneath the eyes really does help. So you're also going to want to focus on any area in your face that you find any type of discolorations, whether it is from breakouts or if you're darker around your mouth, which I am. I get really dry skin in the wintertime around my nose, so I'm going to also apply some there. So when you look crazy, you're on the right track. So next I'm using my beauty blender and I'm going to basically buff all of this into my skin. So because this is the first step of many, we want to make sure that we properly blend this into the skin, and you can actually just see how great of a corrector this is already because of how even things are starting to look. I prefer a cream-based color corrector because I love how nicely it spreads into the skin and how easy it is to blend. So I'll show you the top concealers I choose over others. This is the LA Girl Pro that I have in Cool Tan, Toffee, and Fawn. Also, this is the Ruby Kisses that I use day to day, also in Toffee, which is really inexpensive. I also use the Waterproof Protective Under Eye Concealer in Came, and because it's waterproof, I find it sets very nicely. And lastly, the Clinique Line Smoothing Concealer in Deep Honey, and this is the one I'm going to choose to use today. So I'm just going to kind of depot some of this color onto my metal slate. You can already see how warm toned this liquid concealer is compared to the color corrector. So I'm going to start by depositing it right underneath my eye area, and then I'm going to form the inverted triangle. So I'm actually bringing this down the side of my nose and bringing it up into a very kind of narrow triangle around my eye area. Okay, so the reason that we're keeping it narrow around the outer eye area is because the area underneath is where we're going to apply our blush and our highlighter and our bronzer, so we want to keep that area free. And of course, I always take off any of the excess product or concealer underneath my cheekbone, and we want to apply that concealer as well anywhere that we applied the color corrector. So anywhere that we corrected the discoloration, we're going to apply some concealer on top of that. So I'm just going to make sure that I get it around my nose area, around my mouth, and underneath my eyes. Just like any other wet product that we've laid down, we're going to want to buff that into the skin so it can dissipate into our previous product, like our foundation and our cream corrector. So my last step is to use my Estee Lauder Liquid Illuminator, and this is going to add a brightness effect. And this is completely different in consistency than the products that we've applied before. I'll show you on this metal slab that is very lightweight. So I'm just going to use a few stripes underneath my eyes, and it has light reflecting hues in it to basically just brighten the under eye area. So you should have that nice clean finish underneath your eyes, but it won't stay that way until you set it in. So I'm using the Ben Nye Banana Powder, and they have a bunch of different shades, but I choose the banana for my skin tone. I basically just throw some into the lid. I rotate it just so it's on all sides, and place that powder anywhere that you've applied that wet concealer. It will make the finish very matte and clean. Also, it will work to lock in and set your makeup. So your final step will always be to brush off the excess setting powder with your favorite pressed powder to tie the whole look together. And that's it, how to properly conceal your under eyes. So this tutorial is kind of a back to the basics video on how to do the little things to get to that big picture, which is that beautifully slayed face, okay? So if there's anything else that you want to see, comment it down below, and I will definitely check that out. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.